Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting episode of Caught on the Mic. And today's guest is the definition of building something from nothing. Nicole Alexis is a Nashville-based alternative artist who spent years behind the scenes writing, producing, and engineering before stepping out and doing it all herself. From viral looped covers to cosigns from some of the scene's biggest names, she's carved out her own lane without a machine behind her. Now with her debut EP, Mirrors and Smoke, on the way, and her new single, Just a Friend, diving into that messy space between friendship and something more. This feels like a moment where everything connects. Nicole Alexis, welcome to Caught on the Mic.
Let's go. Thank you for having me. This is exciting.
Yes, this is so awesome. I was just telling you, I was listening to your music before we started the session. You covered one of my most favorite songs of all time, Nutshell by Alice in Chains. But more impressively, your body of work with the original stuff. Oh my gosh.
Thank you. I just love that, like, 90s classic alternative rock hits and then like blending the like 2000s pop rock. Like, it's just so much fun to like experiment with playing all these crazy hit songs and the covers that I do, and then just like practicing the different melodies in my own music. So it's been so much fun.
You know, some of your songs, I listen to them and I kind of close my eyes. I'm an acoustic guy myself, but I listen to some of your songs and I'm like, I think about what some of these songs would translate with a full band on an electric guitar. And I'm thinking like early 2000s Warped Tour, but like stripped down, you have that like very ethereal, like singer-songwriter vibe too. So it's great that you can wear kind of both suits in this.
Thank you. And yeah, like mentioning Alice in Chains, it's like when you look at that album with Nutshell, I believe it was all acoustic and or mostly acoustic, and that's kind of what gave me the idea for doing like some of the acoustic stuff that I do. Because if you could have these like amazing rock songs and strip them back and just focus on the song, then I think it's such a cool thing to do. And then live, you know, you amp it up with the electric guitars and drums and stuff. It's awesome.
Yes, Jar of Flies was the album that Nutshell came from, and that was kind of like a game changer for that band. They just re-released it on vinyl about a year ago, and like I was telling you before we pressed record, I've been trying to track down a vinyl copy of Alice in Chains Unplugged. I can't find it anywhere. Well, I can. I just don't want to pay what the price is for it. But Jar of Flies like showed off how great a songwriters those guys were. But let's talk about your songwriting and talk about you. You've spent years writing and producing for other artists. What did that phase teach you?
It was a lot of like chasing something that was like really fake. It feels like especially when I first moved to Nashville, I was trying to like write with anybody and everybody I could, just to like get a feel for like the styles that I like, the type of artists that I want to work with and stuff. And so like, you know, it'd be crazy going into a room and they'd be like, I want to write a song that's just like this hit song that's already on the radio. And it just didn't feel very like for me, when I write music, it's very like I have something to say or I'm processing something or whatever. And so I never normally come into a room with like an idea. Like, I don't think like, oh, I want to write a song about this friend that I want to be more than a friend. Like, it just kind of happens. And so just the discovery of like realizing that that's not really how I enjoy writing. And I'd much rather be in my basement with like the headphones on and the guitar and just be by myself. So it definitely took a while to kind of realize that.
So did you always know through that process that you eventually wanted to step out into your own project?
Not really. I mean, I think when I was in it, I was having a lot of fun with it and like meeting new people. And I'm like, oh, I could produce and record. And I think this is so fun. And I could do like pop one day and country the next. When I was in it, I was having a lot of fun with it. But then like long term, it kind of, I think the spark faded a little bit. And I always knew that like I wanted to be playing shows and singing the songs myself. And so when I kind of just decided, like, I kind of want to focus on this, even though I love like the diversity of music that I was making, I kind of want to just focus on what I enjoy doing. And so, yeah, I took that leap and I couldn't be more excited.
So what's something that you learn behind the scenes that most artists don't ever get to see?
Ooh, I don't think any of us really know what we want or what we're doing. I think we just kind of post on social media and hope for the best. And if a song works, then great. If a song doesn't, then great too. But I think behind the scenes, it's like more so just like, I don't think anybody really knows what they're doing until it actually works. And like in my head, I always thought like, oh, they have like, when people release a music, they have to have some like massive plan behind the song and like all the content done and stuff like that. But I don't think that's reality, especially for like independent artists.
And the thing that maybe not a lot of people watching this or listening to this might realize is that you handle everything. You write, you produce, you do the engineering. When did it all click for you that you could do it all for yourself?
When I didn't have the money to get the songs produced. I was like, I mean, I started writing music when I was 13. And it was just like me and a guitar. And then as I like, wrote more and played more, I really wanted to get them recorded. And so my parents are like, let's go to like a studio and get it recorded. And we did. And it was like 3 songs and we spent like 6 hours at the studio. And I mean, it was a lot of money at the time for us to like just like record a couple of songs acoustically. And so as an investment, we were like, well, why don't we just go get a MacBook and a cheap interface and you just get on YouTube and learn how to do it yourself. And so I did that when I was like 15 years old. And then I just haven't done it any other way since because it's just like you can do like I could literally write a song right now. I could record it and I could put it out if I wanted to, just because like I took the time to learn how to do it. That's kind of out of necessity, I guess.
Do you think that innovation that you set up for yourself, do you think that's what kind of set you up to define the sound that you are creating now? Is just like the limited tools in the toolbox?
Absolutely. Especially when I listen back to like earlier songs that I've ever recorded, like the drums or whatever, I didn't know how to like EQ. So it's like everything just sounded like a big muddy mess. And so I kind of had to take it one thing at a time where it's like, I have to learn how to EQ drums and how to compress guitars and how to do like a good vocal change. So it like definitely took a really long time. And writing with other people here in Nashville has definitely helped grow the like arsenal of tricks I can do now, but it's definitely like helped carve the sound because I had to be more thoughtful of like how I'm doing the drums or the guitar and stuff.
Yeah. So was it empowering right away or was it overwhelming at first?
Oh, I hated it. I didn't like it. I was like, maybe I'll just like do voice notes and maybe the songs that I make are just going to live on the voice notes because I don't know why. I think I just don't have very good attention to detail. And so like I always have technical problems and it's like I would like go to plug my guitar in and then the computer wouldn't work. And so I always like was like it was always very frustrating. But eventually like as I learned production and computers and stuff, I got a lot better at it. But it was definitely frustrating at first.
Did it make you more protective of your music because of the full hands-on process?
I think so. I think that for so long, I was also trying to chase like a certain sound or a genre. And especially when it comes to like Spotify and Apple Music and you look at playlisting and all that, it's like, there's rock, there's pop, there's singer-songwriter. It's like they're always going to try and put you in a bucket. And I kind of like never wanted to be put in that bucket. So I'm always just kind of like trying to figure out how can I not be there? So I don't know.
I feel like I've brought this up on every single episode I've done in the last 20 episodes, but one of the benefits or silver linings of streaming from a listener perspective is that it has eliminated genre guardrails. But I imagine it's a little bit different for an artist then.
Yeah, I mean it's like cool because especially with social media and like I feel like people really discover music nowadays on social media and so it's like you could do some like there's so many songs that have been viral hits that are like I think that's pop but I think that's rock. I don't really know what it is and it's so cool to be able to like kind of get outside of the box a little bit and now it's like people are getting influences from all different styles of music which I think is so cool.
Yeah. So were there moments where you felt that you were being pulled in different directions creatively?
Totally. I think that I was especially, I mean, it wasn't until recently where I really kind of just decided like, I'm going to make whatever I feel like making and put it out. And if it works, great. If it doesn't, then whatever. But I think for so long, I was, especially in rooms, I'm like always more shy. Like, I never would be the first to like shout out an idea. Like, I have to have like the perfect opportunity to put an idea out there. So like for me it definitely took a lot of just like personal growth to be comfortable with just like making things and not worrying about like what genre it is or what it sounds like.
You had to define your music for somebody. What defines a Nicole Alexis song now?
Oh, it's kind of I think it's a little bit of rock, it's a little bit of pop, it's a little bit of I mean alternative. I haven't really played around with like R&B or anything like that, but that would be kind of fun to throw in the mix too. I just love music. I mean, I play guitar and drums and piano and like I don't know, it's just a blend of everything.
Love
But I
that.
try and keep the melodies more on the poppier side because I'm not like a poet. And I'm not like the most creative lyricist. I just want something that like feels good when I'm singing it. So like definitely more pop leaning in the like melodies and stuff.
That makes sense. So you've quietly built a huge following through stripped back and looped covers. What made that format click for you?
I think when you look at like the 90s and you look at grunge, I think what's so cool about it is like they just show up in like, you know, in their sleep shirts and baggy jeans. And like, I think that's like so cool. And when I look at that era, I'm like, I think what worked is that they just showed up as themselves. And like, that's what's cool about that type of music. And so, like, I've really definitely tried to be a little bit more like vulnerable in the music and then show up on socials as like this is like real like all the lyrics like are just something I've experienced and like not behind anything. So I think that's like it's awesome because I've been able to kind of relate to the audience in a way that feels like a little bit more personal because we're like only talking about the music. Like I'm never gonna wear like a some crazy outfit and like do a dance and it's just me and the guitar or like building a loop out and stuff. And so I feel like it's just like the more intimate way of connecting with people.
Yeah, I that's a another good call out because of how casual, it comes across in a good way. So did you approach these covers strategically or was it just what felt natural to you?
I'm not a planner. There is no real plan or structure to anything that I do. So I just like one day I'm like, oh, I want to do a puddle of mud song. Let's see what it sounds like if I were to do that acoustically. And then yeah, just playing around with different instruments and arrangements and like especially the loop videos that I've done. It's like I want to be able to play drums and guitar and sing and I want to do everything, but I have like 30 seconds to make it work. So try to fit everything in a small amount of time. It is kind of it's just more fun because I just don't feel like I'm putting too much pressure on the
Was there a moment where you realized people were really starting to pay attention?
not really because I don't feel like I don't feel like I really am confident about the songs when I put them out. And so it's like interesting because like I know that I enjoy playing them and I know that and to an extent they're good, but like when I see people like relating to it or they're like, this song has been awesome or like I listen to it all the time, I kind of just don't believe it. So like there's never been like a real moment where I'm like, wow, this is working really well. I think I'm always just kind of in my head like how okay, this is working. How can I capture the same energy and just like keep on giving it to them?
Yeah. It's almost like you're really conscious about having a sense of imposter syndrome to an extent.
Totally, totally. I don't know why, but yeah, that's definitely it feels like a you're a therapist.
I get that a lot of times when people are sitting on the show, they're like, "Man, this feels really good. This is like a therapy
Yeah.
session." And I'm like, I am not qualified. I am the wrong guy to be your therapist.
That's so funny.
So, like, making that jump from covers to original music can kind of be risky. What pushed you to take that step?
I mean, it's really like, I guess it's the proof of concept a little bit. Like the more that I posted the originals and the more that it felt like it clicked with people, the more confident I got in like posting them. And so like the first song that I did, it's called Find Another You. I posted a video of me just like playing a loop in like some parking garage rooftop, and it was like 2 a.m. and it was super dark and grainy. But that video like did really well. It had a couple million views, and that was the first original I'd ever posted. And so I was like, this is really interesting. People like it. But that song was a song that I wrote, and then I literally threw it out because I was like, this is weird. It's like, kind of rock, kind of pop. I don't know what it is. I'm just going to like throw it out. And then, I had the voice memo on my phone, and I was just playing through demos, and someone else was like, wait, what's that song? And they're like, I love that song. You have to record it. And so then I had to like reproduce it, and I actually just posted a clip, and then it did really well. So to answer your question, it's just the posting and that finding that people actually really relate to it.
Yeah.
And I think that I did a lot of the covers because I was like, this is really cool. People relate to this too. And just like seeing the way that a song that they grew up loving, like reimagining it and like seeing that reaction was really cool. And then posting the original music, like seeing that reaction was really cool. So yeah, that's definitely kind of inspired me to just keep doing it. And if it's weird, throw it out there.
See, you have no reason to have this imposter syndrome.
No,
I
have no reason.
You took what you thought was a throwaway song on a risk, posted it, and it somewhat went viral, and it kind of confirmed that you were on the right path. That had to feel good, right?
I mean, it felt great. And then it's like, wait, maybe I do really like this song. Why would I ever throw it out? But yeah, I just like, I don't know. I think part of the imposter syndrome is that I've seen so many artists and so many people either fake accents or like say things that they normally wouldn't say, like in the content or in the songs that they write. And like, I've always just been like, how can I not do that? So yeah, being hyper aware of that.
My gosh, I think we just became best friends. I was talking about, so for those of you that are watching this or listening to this, we are recording on April Fool's Day. It is my least favorite fake holiday in the world because social media and the internet has totally ruined it. And because everybody thinks they're a stand-up comic on this day. And I posted something, I think it might have been on TikTok or something on my personal TikTok, and I was venting about it earlier. And I was talking about people having a plastic or a false presentation of themselves in these moments. And the music industry is riddled with that stuff.
I forgot it was April Fools, and I definitely got a couple times today. And I was like, I think I'm just going to stay off socials for the day.
I was the same way. I was scrolling and I was like, I am so sick of all these fake news stories. I can't. Like, I'm done for the day. I'm just going to record a podcast, hang out, talk about some cool music, and not worry about what's going on in the rest of the world. You know what I mean?
So for the rest of the podcast, we should just tell really, really bad jokes, probably.
I got them for days. So when you started being more vulnerable, how did your audience respond whenever you were sharing more of you in an inside look into your life?
It's really cool because I definitely felt like, the more like vulnerable I got, like with the lyrics and the captions and everything, the more vulnerable other people got. And it's like, I recently discovered, and I don't know why it took me this long to figure this out, but I have ADHD. And like, I just like posted like a caption, like about having it. And then it's like all these people like come out and they're like, oh, I struggle with this too. And like, I didn't realize till I was like this age, and this is what I do to help. And it's so cool to see. It's like, a lot of people have the same experiences that you have. And so just being able to like hear their stories is really awesome.
So I'm going to throw the armchair psychiatrist thing your direction and let you have an opportunity to tell me. ADHD and creatives, they kind of go hand in hand, don't they?
Yes, absolutely.
I
It's
just say
funny.
that from my own experience, and I've got a daughter that sings like none other, but I tell you what, we are the same way. It's like, ooh, shiny, you know?
It's funny because, like, I don't want to say it's a blessing and a curse because it's not for everybody. But I do think that that is part of the reason I've been able to do so many things like play drums and guitar and learn how to produce. It's like I can't do one thing at a time. I kind of have to do everything at one time. And so I do think it's helped, especially musically and writing too, because like I can't sit on a lyric for too long or else I'll just go crazy. And so it's just like I'm going to say whatever I'm thinking and that's the song. I'm not going to harp on it too long. So I think that's been a really cool way creatively to get music out and just like grow the skills and stuff. However, the mental part of it is definitely draining, especially when you're like, constantly writing about your feelings and all that. It's like it gets to be a lot, but yeah, it is interesting. I do feel like a lot of musicians kind of struggle
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah. Creatives in
It's
general.
creatives
It's
for sure.
yeah, it's crazy because I don't know. I think we just found some kinship through this. Um
We are best friends and should go do
right,
karate.
right. So you've gotten cosigns from bands like Newfound Glory and Breaking Benjamin. What did that validation mean to you?
It's funny because I'm like, when I see like the notification come in, it's like on TikTok, Breaking Benjamin followed me and they shared the song and they like had messaged me and I was like, this has to be a fake account. There's no way this is the guys actually. And upon further investigation, it was so like that was really cool. But it was like at first like there's no way this is real. For all these guys and like Newfound Glory too. It's like sharing it. It's like so awesome to see like. Because sometimes I'm like, oh, maybe they won't like the way that I did their song, but normally it's pretty cool to see and positive.
Did that change your approach or your confidence that you had with your approach at all?
Totally. I think that I don't like, I'm not like crossing my fingers that like the Red Hot Chili Peppers are gonna like share it or anything like that. But it's like always like it's like, oh, I wonder like some of my favorite bands, like I can't wait till they eventually end up seeing this version and sharing it and stuff. So it's definitely it's a really cool thing. It has helped the confidence a lot and like, okay, if the bands are enjoying it, then I'm not doing too bad, I guess.
Right. But I mean, it probably affects your level of quality control too of what you're putting out there as well. I mean, I can only speak from my own personal vantage point, but just like you, anytime I get one of those blue check mark people that follow me, I double check, make sure it's really that person. And then I'm like very hyper conscious about it and say, okay, I owe it to them to like be respectful to the end product as it
Yes.
comes out.
Yes. And like I want to say the first blue check that I ever saw come through was T-Pain. And I think that for me was like, no way. T-Pain he saw one of my videos. I was just like doing like a solo over buy me a drink. And then like he commented, he followed me and everything. And I was just like, I think I was like, I don't know. He was like a celebrity I did not expect to hear from, but was like really awesome. So after that point, I was like, okay, this is really cool. But yeah, it's such a cool thing. And that's the cool thing about social media too. It's like you literally could reach anybody just about if they're like, I don't know, if they're active on socials, I guess.
That's a good opportunity to ask what is your preferred platform and where have you noticed the most growth? Is it Instagram? Is it TikTok? Elsewhere?
It's funny because they all have such different purposes. It's like I think my favorite is YouTube because I just love to learn about like different gear and plugins and like photography, videography stuff. And so I'll just sit on and just like when I'm on the treadmill, just like scroll for forever. And then as far as posting, like it's just I'm not limited to like 30 seconds. It's like I could post a full concert or a full song, and that's definitely my preferred platform. If I had to focus on one, it would be YouTube. TikTok's cool because it's raw. I think that a lot of what I do is definitely more like I do it on my camera, like and record it through a mic and stuff. I feel like a lot of TikTok is very like just prop your iPhone up and do that. I've been trying to get better at that, but the perfectionist in me kind of gets a little nervous. And then yeah, Instagram is I don't know. I think it's the best of both the worlds a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. Like Instagram seems to be the most polished of all of them. And I always say that TikTok has the best free form algorithm. So if you're
Hmm.
looking for people to discover you, TikTok is a great place. But I'm glad you called out YouTube because I heard recently, I was actually following somebody that does social media marketing, and they were talking about how YouTube Shorts is actually the future of social media marketing because it
Hmm.
is becoming so effective.
What's so cool about it too is you can link like your full length videos to it. So it's like you could have a full like music video for a song and then just link like bits and pieces of that music video or another version of that same song. I think the marketing aspect of it is really powerful for sure. Shorts, I don't know how the algorithm is though. I don't really scroll on
Yeah.
shorts. I think it probably has some room to grow a little bit, but for you is just like it is the best. However, on any of the platforms, if you search something one time, you're going to get millions of videos on that one thing. It drives me crazy.
Yep. Yes, absolutely. So let's kind of bring things to the here and now and moving things forward a little bit. You've performed on the Unplugged stage at the Warp Tour and teased new music. How important has live performance been in your evolution?
I think it's like one of the most important things in like figuring out the flow of every song. It's like normally when I write a song before I even produce it, I just have the song acoustically and then I'll play it live. And then I feel like having that like being able to feel the room and feel the dynamics of like the song should start really heavy strumming and then go to the softer pieces. It's like I definitely think playing the songs live helps figure out the production of the actual recordings. So and I just love it. It's so much fun. It's like being able to travel and play for cities you'd never been to is like the coolest thing.
So what's different for you connecting with people in person versus doing it online?
It's hard because like I don't like attention. I like I don't ever really want to be like I would never do like a speech at someone's wedding because like that's crazy. But so I don't really like attention, so it's like I'll get up there and I'll play the songs and that's really fun and then like talking to people after like I don't like it's so crazy to hear like oh this I love this song, I love that song and then like I just want to know more about them. Like I don't really want to talk about me. And so that's definitely been the thing live that's kind of crazy. It's just hearing about the songs and like how it's helped people, which is cool.
So as a full project, what does Mirrors and Smoke represent for you?
It is for me, I'm trying to let go of perfectionism. And so for these songs specifically, it's definitely more stripped back acoustic. And I wanted the challenge and saying like I'm gonna stop when I've said all that I have said, and I'm not gonna keep building on the guitars or the drums or anything like that. So it is very stripped, and it's more so a challenge for me to just feel like the songs themselves are good. Let's not like overdo it on the production. And then later down the road I could revisit it and redo it if I want to, but that's what it's about.
Is there a theme throughout the music that kind of ties everything together emotionally?
Sure. It's definitely, if you listen from top to bottom, it tells one whole cohesive story. And like I said earlier, like when I write, I don't like sit down. I'm like, I have this idea I want to write. It's normally just like me sitting with a guitar and then just like randomly saying what's coming to my brain based off like experiences or like what's going on in life and stuff. When I wrote all these songs, I didn't have a goal of like, they're all going to go on an EP and I'm going to put them all out acoustically. But it was more so like after like just listening to some of the songs that I've done over the past year, like these felt like they fit a very specific story. And so if you listen from top to bottom, it just basically goes through this, I guess, relationship where it's like you think it's all amazing like in the beginning, and then as time goes by you're like, wait, maybe this isn't good for me and that I should probably get out of this. And so for me it's just the storytelling I think is so much fun about the EP.
So putting this creative works out there, does this EP feel more like a starting point or a definitive statement?
It's definitely a statement. I mean, like I just, if you were to put it like we were talking about earlier, like the buckets, like, you know, there's pop and there's rock and there's all this. I feel like the EP kind of has elements of each. And I'm like, I'm not like, I want to write like an acoustic rock song or a pop song. I think it's just like a mesh of just like a bunch of stuff that fit really well together. And so for me, it's more like, this is the story, this is the production, and these are the recordings. And then, you know, it's telling these very intimate stories of basically these two people throughout the whole EP. So it is more of a statement, especially for me, because I'm just like, it was a challenge of just like focusing on the songs and not the production or recordings.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. So you have a song like Don't Tell Me to Breathe that kind of helped introduce this era. How did this track set the tone for what's coming?
It was interesting because I had done that track so many different ways. I did it with electric guitars and drums, and I did it with piano, and I did it like all these different ways. And the song itself for me is really meaningful just because it's like, you know, especially going back to the ADHD thing, it's like if there comes a point where like you just get so overwhelmed and you're like, I can't do this anymore, and then like something triggers you and then you're like, don't tell me to breathe and I'm gonna freak out right now. So like that song, after I thought about it and I did it all the different ways that I wanted to do it, it felt just like the most real coming from an acoustic guitar. And just the dynamics in the strumming is like just more so like the expression of the anger in the song. And so yeah, putting that song out for me was definitely, I'm like, I don't know what this is. Like some people say like it's like pop, some say it's rock, and I'm like, I don't know what it is, but I think it's cool. And so that definitely set up all the songs for the EP.
Love that.
Definitely, it was definitely felt like the most powerful one, and that's why I kind of put it out as a single beforehand. And it was gonna just live as a single, but then I threw it on the EP because I was like, I think this actually fits perfectly.
Sure, sure. And I can kind of add to that and agree, like having listened to your other recent single, Just a Friend, it kind of lives in that gray area writing wise between friendship and something more. Why was this the right time to release this song?
I felt like it kind of fit the acoustic like vibe of like the Don't Tell Me to Breathe. It's like when I play those two songs together, it fits so well together. Like if you wanna like, if I'm gonna go all in on this acoustic project, then I would like to just like throw those songs in the mix, and they just fit really well together. And yeah, Just a Friend is so fun to play.
So was it harder to write or harder to let go of whenever you kind of released it?
Just a Friend is definitely harder to release because you never want somebody to think that the song's about them, or just anybody kind of pull any assumptions from it. So yeah, that was definitely, it was not hard to write because it was just like a say it as it is kind of song.
Gotcha. So what do you hope someone feels when they hear that song for the first time?
I feel like there's so many situations where it's like, even if you're not going through it right now, where like you wanted someone, literally someone more than a friend, like you could always like go back to a moment in time where that was your reality at the time. I just wanted to put people back in that as like a time capsule, and like that emotion that they felt in a fun way.
I love it. I love it. So I've really enjoyed our conversation. I've enjoyed getting to know you.
Yeah,
And
we're best friends now.
That's right. That's right. That's right. And I'm super excited for all the things that I'm watching happen for you online from afar. I got a little fun story is, I've just learned of you recently. And, I've been following your socials and checking out your music and such. And another account that I follow just recently shared a bunch of your music. And I was like, holy crap, I'm about to have her on the podcast. This
sick.
is awesome. So I think that's a sign of good things to come. My closing question that I ask every guest that does my show, and it's because I really enjoy their perspectives, is given everything that you've experienced, especially recently, what's your advice for making the world a better place tomorrow than what it is today through your eyes and your experience?
My advice is so cheesy. It's be yourself. It's like I I hear that and I cringe sometimes, but like when I think about it, it's like, there's times when I've like put on a mask to either write a song or to go somewhere. I don't know. But it's like literally if you're yourself, then you're just gonna be a happier person, and everybody around you is gonna love you because you're yourself. I hate to be cheesy, but that's my advice.
No, the world needs more of that. Like,
Yeah.
there's plenty of like mind killing, soul crushing content that people can surf online. We need more positivity. We need more encouragement for people to be themselves. And one of my favorite lines, and I've said this a million times on the podcast before as well, is you are an individual, but so is everybody else. And that's what makes the world great.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's like you're gonna feel so much better. Like just if you want to do something, just go all in and do it, and like just be yourself about it.
Yes. Yes. Well, why don't you tell everybody where they can find you and your music online?
You can find me in Nashville. No, just kidding. You can I'll give you my address. You could find me at Nicole Alexis Music, literally every platform. You can't miss the two first names.
So when does the rest of the EP drop? Do you have a date yet that you can share?
The rest of the EP drops on April 17th.
Awesome.
Yeah, it'll be cool. Just a couple of tear jerkers and yeah, some good vibes.
I love that. I love that. Thank you so much for jumping on the show and hanging out with me this afternoon. I am, like I said, I'm really excited to see what happens for your career. The world is a much better place with you in it.
Thank you. Thanks. I appreciate that.